Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. I guess some of the people who dropped off so early, they didn't want to they didn't want to hear the music. But hey, you got to bring this thing in right today. Good morning, everybody. When we start off today, we're going to go over a bond, okay? So you can increase your portfolio to have a well-balanced portfolio, okay? That's what I want you guys to have. Now, let me put some information in the chat real quick for you guys. So you guys click here to join me. And again, that same offer goes out to everybody. If you want to join with me today, either with your video or without your video, you can click that link and we're going to walk through these bonds. So first and foremost, let's get into it. We're going to go over a government bond. Okay, a government bond is going to look a little bit different than what you're used to, but nonetheless, this is a government bond, okay? It is called SPWR, Portfolio Long-Term Treasury ETF. Now, again, this is a government bond. This has this weird name that a lot of people are not familiar with. Good morning, Nolan Baptiste. Thank you for joining me today. Good sir. Okay. All right. So anyway, now we understand that bonds is kind of like hedging your portfolio of stocks because bonds only return around 2 to 4% over the course of a year, essentially. Okay. So that's very, very imperative that you guys understand that. So you may not see this bond perform the way you may want it to perform, but this is one of the best. Okay. One of the best government bonds that is in the form of an ETFs. And we understand that ETFs are exchange traded funds. Okay. They are exchange traded funds. And what that means is other bonds are inside of this particular ETF. Okay. So you're not just investing into one bond. You are investing into many bonds in the same sector. Okay. So anytime you see the word treasury, 9 times out of 10, this is a U.S. Treasury bond. Okay. Anytime you see the word treasury, it is a U.S. Treasury bond. So you understand exactly what you may be getting yourself into. Now, SPDR, also known as SPDR or SPDRs, is a nickname that they use for these particular stocks. All right. Over the course of 5 years, 31%. Over the course of a year, 14%. Over the course of 3 months, I don't even know if that's a percent. They're just playing around with numbers there. And over the course of a month, it's been down almost 1%. Over the course of a week, it's been down 0.10%. And today, it's not doing so well. But here's the thing about bonds. Now, if you guys are not familiar with bonds, and I said this before, that bonds is the way that China, when we say that America owes China trillions and billions of dollars, it's because they go in and they buy U.S. government bonds, okay? And that's on the federal level. So we may owe China 14, 50 trillion. That is because they bought up a large portion of U.S. Treasury bonds. And here's your chance. And the thing about U.S. Treasury bonds, we understand that there's never been a time where the government has defaulted on one of their loans because when you buy a bond, you're giving the American government your money. So it's like a loan. And again, these bonds return an average of 2 to 4%. Either you can invest in it or you can go as U.S. Treasury Direct and actually buy your bonds. U.S. Treasury Direct.gov, okay, to buy your bonds. And 99% of bonds give away dividends. They may not be where you want them to be. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still going to talk about SunPower, which I did a lot more research than I do with any other particular stock. I just want to make sure your portfolio is well balanced, that you know about bonds as well. Good morning, Knowledge. Good morning. Glad to see you. All right. Other collections are the S&P 500 ETFs, the Vanguard US REIT, iShares, and AT&T. All right, let's see what Market Watch have, okay? Again, today's stock review is on SunPower, but I'm just giving you a little bit more information so you can balance your portfolio, okay? It simply shouldn't just be stocks. You should have stocks and bonds, okay? All right, 52-week range was $38.64 to $51, okay? And they pay out their dividends October 1st, which is today. But listen, Again, if you're investing in stocks just for the dividends, as you can tell, it's not even worth it, okay? The good thing about bonds is they're not totally related to the stock market as far as the fluctuations up and down, because even during the recession, there were some bonds still giving people anywhere from 2 to 4%, while everybody other stocks was losing 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. If you have a well-balanced portfolio, then bonds is another equalizer in order for you to gain growth and potential inside your portfolio regardless, okay? All right, so let's get into the action. And here's another entity that you can go out and actually buy, because these are actually sponsored by the State Street Global, okay? State Street Global Advisors. Nonetheless, let's get into SunPower. Let's get into SunPower. Now, for you guys that don't know, I'm going to show you this first so you understand the level of detail, the level of what I went out to get this information for you guys. So here's an email, okay? Here's an email from SunPower that I've done. And he said, I really appreciate you folks taking the time to meet with me yesterday. So this is exactly what I did. I did them, and I also did SunPro. But SunPro is not a public traded company, okay? So just to show you that, okay, and they sent me some information. And they're showing me essentially how much, solar panels I need. I need like so many panels to do this home, okay? But listen, we may not be in this home no more than 5 to 8 years, so it's not even worth it, okay? If you're going to stay in your home, this is kind of the production that they're saying. You're going to save $54,000 on solar panels, because essentially they make sure that your home is 100% covered in solar power, okay? And solar power. So you would be giving energy back to the grid, okay? Kilowatts per hour, essentially, All right, I lost my train of thought for one quick second. My apologies. But nonetheless, it says right here is going to offset my bill 100%. Let me blow this up for you so you can see 100%, okay? So that means that I'm going to start giving energy back to the grid, because you need enough energy that's going to cover you while you are using energy today, that those solar panels are going to absorb and store the power. And then during the night, you're going to use some of that energy that you stored during the day. Now, any energy left over after that 24-hour period, you're going to give it back to the grid. You're giving it back to the electric company. And what do? During your winter and fall months, they offset your bills, where you may not even pay no bills for your electricity, okay? But unfortunately, you still have the amount that you have to pay for the solar panels. Now, granted, these solar panels are not cheap. I believe he quoted me anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000. Now, when it comes to SunPower, they are a leader in the game, but their company is not doing so well. So this may be a good time for you guys to invest, depending on their future innovation and their future business platforms that they may try to innovate over the course of time, okay? So that is what we need to understand about this particular company, because this may be a good investment, not only for your investment portfolio, but for your home, especially if you're like, hey, this is my home, I'm not going anywhere. This may be a good investment. So that may be something that you guys absolutely want to think about, okay? So we went over how much it's going to cost without solar. This is how much I'll be paying for power over the next, I believe, was it next year or 25? What did he tell me here? Give me 1 second. And this is what I love too. This is what I love. Hassle-free 25-year power, product and service warranty on the entire system from one company. Other solar companies have different vendors that handle different things, like SunPower. Not SunPower, like SunPro. Now, SunPro is another good company, but they use LG panels, okay, LG solar panels. SunPro is all inclusive. They do the roofing, they do the solar maintenance work, they install everything. The only thing different between SunPower and SunPro is that SunPro use LG panels, but they service and do all the work as well. Okay, so the reason why I'm taking you down this sort of information trip for you guys to understand a little bit about the technology, a little bit about the business, to say, you know what, is this a good investment? We understand, regardless of who's going to be the next president, who's going to lead the Senate, who's going to lead the House, if they implement a green deal or not, we understand that the world is moving green. Solar power, wind power, thermal energy. Okay, so all these sorts of different green things we're doing to essentially save the planet. Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I love all of these things, but we'll be long gone before the planet dies. The planet will just take a few world waves, a few tornadoes, a few tsunamis, and wipe us out. All right, that's just me. This says monthly loan payment $235, monthly sober savings $249, and a monthly payment of you're getting $14 back. Now, what I don't like what the energy companies are doing, they're not going to give you any money back. They're just going to save the amount of energy that you gave them and say, okay, well, here's your fall and winter months. So now we're going to give you that energy back that you gave to us. So essentially, it's like you are sharing, because if they gave you money back, essentially the energy companies will be losing a lot of money nonetheless. Okay. The cost of not going solar, they kind of give you without inflation, with inflation, they give you this month and the over the 25-year period. Okay. And they're giving you an average production. They gave me all this work up just for me. Okay. Just for me. So essentially, this is what I went through with SunPower as well with SunPro. Okay, so I want to give you that level of detail, and let's get into the review. All right, and that's SunPower again. Now, SunPro is not publicly listed. Over the course of 5 years, they have been down, and I'm going to explain why this company has been down. Now, first and foremost, they're really, really expensive, but I understand why they're expensive. Okay. 5 years, they've been down 37%. Last year, they've been up 18.7%, so roughly 19%. Over the course of 3 months, you see them shoot up. They're around 64%. 1 month, they're around 15%. 1 week, they're at 29% roughly. And then today, they're up 4%. So you see that they're doing a lot of things to increase their stock revenue, okay? Now, again, it says they're in the design. They design their own stuff, manufacture and deliver of solar panels and system. It operates through the SunPower Energy Savings and SunPower Technology segment. The SunPower Energy Service segment details with the sales of solar energy solutions in the North American region, including direct sales of turnkey engineering, procurement, and construction. The SunPower Technology segment involves technology development, worldwide solar panel manufacturing operation, equipment supplied to resellers. Case in point, ladies and gentlemen, instead of reading you all that bull crap, they design, make, ship, install all of their own solar panels, okay? They don't have any other vendors except themselves, what is absolutely phenomenal, okay? Their CEO is Thomas H. Winter, 84,000 employees, San Jose, California, founded in 1985, okay? Now, we can get into the weeds about when solar power, the guy asked me when he came over, he was talking about when solar power was first developed or first created. I said, solar power has always existed since the sun. He was like, yeah, you're right. I know. But anyway, buys at 23%, hold is at 54%, and sell is at 23%. You guys know my threshold. It was around 25%. I'm a little bit cautious about if I'm going to invest in the stock or not. But nonetheless, I believe this could be a good stock long term. Long term is a key word in that, okay? Now, as we look at their quarterly earnings, let's go back to Q4 2019, which is right here, ladies and gentlemen, and we see that they were totally up. Then they start to trickle down, especially with coronavirus, okay, COVID-19. And because you're like, hold up, do I get solar panels on my home or do I feed my family? That's the point, exactly, because these solar panels, again, are not cheap. He quoted me anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000, depending on the grade of solar panels that I would take. Now, SunPro quoted me at around $30,000, okay, $30,000 to $40,000. Now, I can pay off $30,000 to $40,000 hopefully in 3 years. I take my tax return, apply it to my solar panels, boom. Now, I don't have to pay any bills when it comes to electricity. I want you guys to think about that. Some of you guys have, whether it be a small home or a large home, but you have kids, you have a family, but you get anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. So take, for instance, you don't want SunPower. I'm going to go out and tell you, look for SunPro. SunPro is a lot cheaper, and they still have a 25-year warranty. that they deal with the install, the maintenance, and the material. So you don't really do anything. You don't come out of pocket. So you know you get roughly anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. You go with SunPro, you're gonna be done paying for your solar panels and electricity in 3 years. You're gonna be totally, essentially not depending on the grid for your electricity. Now, let me tell you something else about this technology. Now, let me give you a link in case you want to join me here. Let me give you the link. If you guys want to join me, either verbal and or video, that's the link if you want to join me here. But let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, there's certain ways some of you may not want to be paying your electric bills for a very long time, because if you don't get solar, if you don't get wind turbine, if you don't get thermal energy where they take energy from the ground, then you're going to be paying electricity for the rest of your life. That's just where it is. Or you can get solar panels, and after you'll be paying it. I mean, I guess you'll have to get solar panels every 25 years because that's how long the warranty is. But listen, if you pay it off in 3 years, I hate to say this because I don't like saying it. It pays for itself after that time frame. Okay, off the money, because one or two things, and this is what I learned. If you get solar panels for your home, and let's say, for instance, you pay it off in 3 to 5 years. Okay, cool. So you have 20 years where they're going to warranty the solar panels and everything else, and you don't have to worry about it. You're still connected to the grid, though. The only way to be independent from the grid, if you buy like the Tesla solar batteries, where your own home is storing it, because if not, that energy needs to go somewhere, because you're producing so much energy, it needs to go somewhere. So the electric company accepts the energy, puts it back into the grid for you, and they keep a track record of it. So if you ever need energy, they give it right back to you during the fall and winter months. Now, if you want to be totally independent of the grid, then you get solar batteries. You store them in your garage somewhere in the attic, whatever the case may be. And so then you're totally off the grid and you're solely dependent upon solar power, okay? All right. Nolan Baptiste says, I plan to get one-on-one training from you soon. I just wanted to let you know. Well, thank you, Nolan Baptiste. I appreciate that, my brother. And I'm here for you. And if any of you guys want to join me here live, just click the link that you see in the chat room. Just click the link, and I will be, any questions that you may have, any information that you want to give, I'm here for that. Okay. What else do we need to look into when it comes to this company? All right, the collections. I'm sorry, on the wrong one. Okay, here we go. People also bought Maxon Solar Technology, VInvent Solar, Sunrun, and First Solar. Now, these companies, I want you to look at these solar companies, because if I go to my portfolio, I have Sunrun for my stock portfolio. But this is a nice stock for you guys to get in. Let me show you this really quickly. At $12.93 right now. Solar is going crazy because you have to think futuristically. You have to think long term when it comes to solar, okay? Because a lot of us are still accepting electric cars. Electric cars, ladies and gentlemen, has been around since the 1800s. This is not new technology. They are just perfecting the technology, okay? And let me tell you something else about SunPower. Now, again, when I look at Sunrun, look at this, 78% buy. They're doing very, very well. Let me go to my portfolio. Let me show you Sunrun. Let me show you my portfolio really quickly. Where's Sunrun at? I'm looking for the ticker run. And bear with me. Where are we at? Did I pass it? I believe I passed it. Let me see here. There it is. Here we go. Here's my shares in Sunrun. They're $80 a share. I think I only have like 12. Let me look down here. How many shares do I have? Yeah, I did fractional. But I have 12 whole shares. So I have around 12.4 shares of Sunrun. Look how much money I made off that stock. I should have hit my little gavel over here. Look how much money I made off it. It's like the morning bell of the stock market. Ding, 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 ding. I made $586 at 142% return off Sunrun. So you say, well, you made that much money off Sunrun, Ross, then why are you showing us SunPower? Because if you don't want to go in at a high price point of $80 per share, okay, at $80 per share, then you can go, because I'm pretty sure SunPower may be down here as one of their tickers. Nope, they got Solar Edge, they got Plug Power. That's hydropower, though. That's not solar energy. And you can go reinvent. That's at half the price. You can go and reinvent, Vivint, whatever. But if you want to go in at a low price point for a solar power company, then SPWR, you have SunPower. You have SunPower slightly below $13. Well, let me show you this. Okay, the past 3 months, it's been up 62%. The last month, it's been up 14%. The last week, it's been up 27%. And today, it's up almost 4%. It's up 4. You know what? I can't do it. You know what I was about to do, right? They got options on this. They don't have any options on this. But I'm going to go ahead and invest $100. Okay, that's all I really got is $100. But I'm going to buy 7.75 shares. Robinhood, hit me up. Deposit my funds. Because this stock is blowing up little by little. But I'm going to show you the risk. There is risk with this stock. Okay, there is risk with this stock, and I'm going to show you why. Let me refresh very quickly. It looked like it almost dropped. Because I went up to 7.7. Come on, Robinhood. Golly. All right, review order and buy. Okay. I just bought $100 worth of SunPower to show you that I believe in the future that this stock is going good. So I already lost around 2 cents. But that's okay, though, because I'm making a lot of good money with Sunrun. Okay. And I'm not going to buy no more Sunrun. I like solar energy, but I think I'm going to look at SunPower and see. But I'm already at $584. I done made my money back times more. Okay. This is 8.34% of my portfolio, which is cool. Okay. Now, let's get into one more thing. Let's look at SunPower over the 52-week range. Okay. We have, let's see here, $12.40 to $13. Oh, that's the day range. My apologies. They went from $2.64 to $13.40 roughly. EPS, they are slightly running out of profit, but they're not. They're actually running out of debt, okay? So let me move on. SunPower. I have some information here for you guys. Where is it located? Okay, wrong one. I thought I had some questions, okay? Here's the thing about SunPower. It said that it will split, okay, into two public traded companies, separate its solar panel manufacturing operation from storage and energy service. That's another one. Are SunPower panels the best? It says SunPower panels are extremely reliable, but in addition, they claim to produce more energy over the course of their lifespan. What else is significant to let you guys know? What are the best solar panels on the market? SunPower, first one listed, right? SunPower, that's the one we're talking about. LG, that's for Sun Pro. Now, if you guys are looking for solar panels for your house, then look for Sun Pro. They have really good service because I, too, had them to come to my homes and give me a quote, how much it's going to cost me, etc. But they do with LG panels. But SunPower, everything is SunPower. Now, let's look into some of their troubles. And I have information here that talked about them potentially going bankrupt, which I know you guys don't really want to hear, but they are turning around, okay? Believe I lost it, okay? But just take my word for it. They're trying to do a lot of things in the solar panel business in order for them to bounce back. And if you notice, their stock is bouncing back. Okay? Knowledge says, damn, let me get my Sunrun money ready, okay? Indeed, sir. It's a lot of W's in that chart. It is. Now, listen. Let me share with you some other this information for you guys, okay, to see if you want to invest it in or not. I'm not affiliated. I'm not associated with SunPower, okay? I'm not an agent. I'll reveal transparency, but I just want to give you a little more information about them so you know more about not only how it looks, but also the technology behind it, okay? Let's look into this very, very quickly.
solar, you want a system that's going to be reliable and is going to last a long time. Now, something to keep in mind is that your solar panels are only as good as the cells inside of them. So let's take a look at how SunPower cells compare to the competition. Now, this is a conventional cell. As you can see, it's a thin silicon wafer with metal lines pasted on the front, right over the active solar surface. As your roof heats up during the day, the metal expands, and as it cools down at night, it contracts. And that expansion and contraction over time creates weakness in the cell. Check out this SunPower technology. This is patented Maxion technology. Now, as you can see, no metal lines on the front of the cell. Instead, we've created a solid copper foundation on the back of the cell where it's cool and protected. Not only does this provide more power, it also creates durability and strength. Even as your roof heats up and cools down, SunPower can handle it. Let's see what happens when we put the conventional solar cell through the same stressful conditions. That's no good. As you can see, SunPower isn't just different, it's better. And with solar this reliable, it makes sense that our comprehensive warranty covers you for 25 years.
All right. So that's their little info commercial to kind of get you guys into it. That's their little info commercial to get you guys into it. But nonetheless, I saw it. Actually, he did the same thing here. Not this guy, but another guy. He told me to clap on it and they broke. Okay. He told me to clap on it and they broke. When you take their solar panels, they're very flexible. And what they're saying is when the heat from the sun, the UV rays, the energy, whatever, the radiation, that it just bends, but it doesn't break, okay? Because the other conventional solar panels, they have metal in them. And part of that metal is silver. We understand they use silver in a lot of these solar panels, okay? But this may change the wave of solar panels. Now, I'm pretty sure it's patented technology. So they use whatever they use for the solar panel covering, they have a copper back. Why is this important for you guys? Why? Because you should know, just like any investor, the technology that you are investing in. Do I believe that this is a good company to invest in right now? Long term, yes. Right now, they still kind of trying to get out the weeds. Okay, because they were really close to filing bankruptcy, but they're bouncing back. And here's the thing. A lot of companies, even like a large corporation like Amazon, they are looking forward to going green. They're trying to do zero commission carbon footprint. So that means they're going to have to do solar energy, thermal imaging, and also wind power. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? So every day, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to make sure I put the link in the chat room in case you guys want to join me or ask me any questions while I'm live. So anyway, you guys have a great and wonderful day. And Cooper Taekwon says, he says, copper and silver prices going to shoot up. Indeed, they are. Because copper and silver, that is with the metals that they actually use in solar panels. All right, in case you guys didn't know. Thanks for pointing that out. He said copper means there's more room for growth. Silver is a limited asset versus copper. What we're talking about knowledge is I buy silver. I actually buy tangible silver. So the more rare that silver becomes, the more my silver ounces are going to grow. Okay. So I like to have that particular money as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Nolan Baptiste, for moderating today. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And SunPower, baby. That was corny, I know. I'm out.